Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. Now, before I get started on this, you may have heard this program called the Gym's Wholesale Process or Wholesale or the Retail Store. It's all the same thing. We actually have a brick and mortar retail store, which is located in Oakhurst, like 6 minutes from here, and it's called Gym's. And it's really cute because the name is actually all of Sam's children. So that's why it's called Gym's. We have a physical retail store. So we use that store to open up a lot of these accounts. So when you hear those terms used interchangeably, it's all the same program. So if you're part of the wholesale store, you're shared this list, you're put in a Facebook group. So I'm going to go through how this list works, how to use it, and what the process looks like if you want to place an order. So the first column is going to be the vendors column. So these are all the vendors that we have. Currently, I think it's 246-ish, 242 accounts open. So this column is going to be the vendors. It's going to tell you if we order from that wholesaler or not. The order deadline, so the next order deadline is actually Friday. So if you're part of the retail store, make sure that you submit your orders by 5 p.m. on Friday. If you submit them at 5:05, they will not be accepted. So just make sure that you do that. This is going to tell you when the catalogs were last updated. This other column is going to tell you when the catalogs release, so how often they're released. The next column is the category, so it's going to tell you what category the products fall under on Amazon. Then it's going to have the min and maximum order amounts that for each vendor. Now make sure that you pay attention to these. In some cases, we have some vendors on there that are very popular, like JanSport Jockey, where people order a lot from there, so you don't have to worry so much about the mins. But make sure you're paying attention to these, because if you place an order and it doesn't meet the minimum, I'm going to have to cancel your order. On the flip side of that, if you place an order that goes over that maximum, I'm also going to have to let you know about that order as well. Now, if you place an order and it's right on the border of the maximum and there are other people that want to order as well, I will notify you to let you know that you just need to drop some of your items so that everyone can fit on that order. The next column is MAP. That's the minimum advertised pricing. So it's going to tell you if that company follows MAP. Now, the way MAP works is the vendor is going to tell us the range in which you can price those products. So they may say that you can only price the products between $20 to $60, meaning that you can't price it at $19 and you can't price it at $61. It has to stay within that range. The next column is going to tell you if it has a UPC list. Now, this is important because in order to evaluate these lists, and Ike is actually going to be talking about that tomorrow, you're going to need to have the UPCs in order to run it through software in order to get good results. Now, you can run it through a software without the UPCs, but the information is going to be questionable at best. So it's great to have the UPC information in there. Then the next thing that it's going to tell you is if it's a case pack. So the way that case packs work is that the vendor will only allow you to buy those items in a certain quantity. So if you place an order for just one product, we're going to have to cancel that order because it's not in case pack formation. So let me actually show you what that looks like. And I'm going to Bear Paw. A lot of the shoe companies are actually in case pack. And what I'm going to do is go to the catalog. And if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, it's going to tell me what these case packs are. So for women's, the case packs are H1, H6, SP6, HW. For men, it's II, HM, G6. For kids, it's NO. So the way that this works is if I want to buy a style of shoe, I need to match one of these case pack formations. Meaning, if I wanted to buy a woman's size or a woman's tan boot, I would have to buy it in size 6. I'd have to buy 2 in size 7, 3 in size 8, 3 in size 9, 2 in size 10, and 1 in size 11 in order to meet that case pack. Same thing, if I wanted to order it in a size 7, I'd also have to order it in a size 2 in a size 8, 2 in a size 9, and 1 in a size 10. So does that make sense? So that's when we say case packs, it has to be in the format for that company. And I'm going to come back to this folder in just a little bit to show you guys what that looks like. But let me go back to the wholesale list. And then these are notes on each vendor. So the notes are gonna differ. Some of them are where it ships from, how many days it takes to get to our office once we've submitted payment. So this is the document that if you're part of the wholesale that you are shared. Now, this first folder is a special folder. It has brands that we have already evaluated through software for you. So these lists in this folder, they're already evaluated. The information is already there. These are updated once a week. So let me go back to the individual folders of the different brands. So and each folder has different information in it. Bear Paw just happens to have a couple of folders in there. One of them is the catalog that we already looked at. It has the images so you can see what it looks like. And then the other one actually has the information with the UPC codes. So this is what you would take and format to run through software. Once again, I'm not going to go too much in detail about this because Ike is going to talk about how to evaluate a wholesale list tomorrow. He's going to take one of the documents from one of these folders and take it step by step and show you how to evaluate that information. So let me go to another. I'm going to go to JanSport. And here you can see that there are prices with UPCs. So it's going to have the category, the style, the name, the description, the wholesale price, how much it sells for retail, then the carton type, you don't have to pay attention to that, and then the UPC. So all you need to run it through software is the UPC and then your wholesale price. And Ike's going to talk more about that tomorrow. But this is how you would use these forms to find the information. So let me go back to the wholesale evaluated list, and I'm just going to show you what one looks like. Ike's going to go into more detail about it tomorrow, but just so you guys know what it looks like, evaluated list. So an evaluated list is going to have the input UPC, the title, your input cost, the ASIN, the title, the buy box price. If there's none, that means that there's not a listing on Amazon. The lowest FBA price. If there's none, that means that there's not any on Amazon. The lowest merchant fulfilled price. If there's none, that means that there's no merchant fulfilled on Amazon. It has the number of sellers, the sales rank. There is a thumbnail image of that product, then the URL to take you into Amazon to look at it, the category that it falls under, the height, the width, the length, the weight, the package quantity, which is 1 just for evaluation purposes. And then it has your fees, so your referral fee, your variable closing fee, your order handling fee, your weight handling fee, your pick and pack, then the total fee, so all of those add together. The category percentile, it'll tell you when it was last updated, and then the information that we want to look at. your net profit and your net ROI and your margin. Now, Ike is going to go into this in detail tomorrow, so I'm not going to delve 100% into it, but this is what an evaluated list looks like. You can then download this information and then sort it by your criteria. So that is already done for you for several brands in this one ACE evaluated list. So once you have products, a list of products together that you want to buy, the next step is to actually place your order. All of you are shared a document if you're part of the wholesale called Jim's purchase order form. It'll have your name in front of it and everything. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill this document out. So you're going to select the brand that you're ordering from, the date. It'll have this information in here already, and fill out as much of this information as possible. So the style number, the UPC, the description, which is also the title, the color code. Now, I know that a lot of these brands don't have color codes. That's absolutely fine. The color, most of them will have the color, so make sure that you include that. The size, the quantity, and the price, and then it will take these and total it to get this column. So as much of this information that is available needs to be filled out in order to place that order. If we don't get that information, we will send you an email asking you to provide it. If you can't provide it, then we will have to cancel your order. After you have this document filled out, there should be an option for you to submit it. There's a sidebar on the side for you to submit it. If you can't submit it for some reason, like if it doesn't clear out, what you're gonna do is go to File, download it as an Microsoft Excel. This is very important. It has to be Excel, not PDF, not web page, not any of these other things. Has to be Microsoft Excel. Once that document has downloaded, the next thing that you will do is take it and email it to orders@jimsfhq.com. So JEMS. So let me type it out for you guys. That's where you're going to send it. Not the support email, not any other place but here. So when I go to compile the orders, I go to this email and this email alone to submit orders. So if your order is somewhere else, it will get missed. After you have submitted your order, what I'm going to do is then take those, submit them to the vendor. The vendor is going to tell me what they have in stock. They're going to invoice us, and I'm going to invoice you. You'll have 3 days to submit payment. The payment that we accept is wire transfer. The information will be on your invoice, so you'll have all the information necessary to pay for that invoice. We also take credit card. There is going to be a 3% fee if you decide to pay by credit card added on top of that. You can call into the office if you are paying by credit card, and we'll be happy to accept that payment. Dial 0, and Jaquel will be happy to take that payment from you. And then the other method that we accept is check. If you're going to submit a check, take a picture of the check, send that email to support, and let us know when you're putting it in the mail. After you have submitted payment, I will send that payment over to the vendor. They will then release the goods, meaning they will send them to us. We will receive the goods, let you know it came in, and then you will make a shipment on Amazon, and we will prep all that stuff and send it into Amazon for you. We do have a prep fee for prepping your goods. It is $1.50 per unit, and then plus tax, and you'll be billed that once a month, I think at the end of the month. You can pick it up yourself. You'll still be charged a partial prep fee because we still have to sort and receive it. I have to double check. I want to say it's 80 cents, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes. If you get an inauthentic claim, you can submit your invoice. You can't use us for ungating, but you can use us if you need to, if you get a claim, because we are an authorized distributor. We have written permission from all of these brands to sell these products. Ike, are there any questions on any of the other places? I think there actually is. Yes. So for prep, there is sales tax in New Jersey. So we will be charging you 7% for your prep. Now for your wholesale, that depends on the company. So when I invoice you, if there are shipping fees or tax, that will be added onto your invoice. Sometimes we don't get that information right away. We might get it after. So then we will bill you for it after. Yes. Clothing and shoes, there's no tax in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. The input cost is actually just what you pay wholesale. So so the input cost, this is the evaluated wholesale list. This is the how much you're gonna pay wholesale. So this is what is on the wholesale document. This is how much you're gonna pay us for that item. That's what your input cost is. Is there a question in the Zoom? Yeah, there's 3 questions. Okay. If in the folder, if it has a case pack, then the information just hasn't been updated. So make sure that you adhere to what is in the folder for that brand. Who collects the ASINs for the ACE evaluates if there are no UPCs for the brand? So most of these are brands that we have UPCs for. If there aren't UPCs and the VAs decide to run it through, they are using they're going to search in Amazon for the UPCs. So for brands on this list that do not have UPCs, you might need to go on to Amazon and search for the ASIN so that you can get that information. And Ike is going to be talking more about the evaluation tomorrow. So some of these questions, we'll talk about those tomorrow. So if they're not downloading, let us know, because they download on our end. So if you're not using Google Chrome, that might be the reason why they're not downloading. But give us a list and we'll troubleshoot that. Yes.
Okay, so this is a way for us to buy wholesale, right?
Correct.
And then it's part of our membership fee?
If you are a Platinum Plus member, it is part. If you are just a Platinum member, it's not part.
So you have to pay additional for this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So the prices that you offer us, are they the true wholesale prices from?
Yes. Exactly, from the vendor. So when we nope. Go ahead, Scott.
So the prices don't include it all?
No, you're going to get billed separately for the prep.
So we are allowed, it's not that.
No. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can you talk about the process of, like, after you submit the order and how it's going to work when you, like, the great issue with it? I've never submitted an order.
So what I'm going to actually do is when you submit an order and you send us that file, that document that I said that you have to download if it doesn't work, you're actually going to get that back with the received quantities on there. So after it comes in here, we're going to receive it and then give you back exactly what came in from that vendor. So then you just take in and make a shipment like you normally do and just email us the IDs, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, it's almost like doing OA.
So We're not added.
So give it a try if you have it available. And then if you have any questions or anything like that, schedule a call with me and I'll kind of troubleshoot anything and walk you through that process. So I know that you're used to doing RA. So what you would do is just take the list of products and just add them in bulk from wholesale and just make a shipment that way with the information that we give back to you. So you'll have the UPC codes or whatever.
What do I send?
Just the shipment ID. That's all we need. Do we wait for ACE to receive the goods to create a shipment because the invoice says to create a shipment after payment? So there are two separate ways you can do this. When we invoice you, you know what's going to get here. So you can create the shipment then, or you can wait to get the document that tells you everything that you've received. It's kind of a personal preference. After some people submit their information, they'll let me know right away that they've created a shipment. Some people will wait till they get the received documents. If you have questions about case pack for the deadline this week, email support. If you have any questions, everything goes to support. If they go somewhere else, they will not be answered. So questions to support, orders to the orders. So if there are any other questions, and there is one. We recommend not using Inventory Lab for shipments. Definitely use Inventory Lab to keep track of your inventory and your payments and everything like that, so you can run reports at the end of the year. But we don't recommend using Inventory Lab to create shipments just because it gets a little bit glitchy. We recommend either using Seller Central or Seller Engine. It's just glitchy. Like sometimes things don't go through, you get error codes. It's not the best use of that program. Are you using Inventory Lab, Scott? Stop it right now. So
So you recommend Seller?
So either use it just straight up Seller Central, so Amazon, or use Seller Engine. And there is a module in the Matrix on Seller Engine.
I know that when I send some automatically another listing from Seller,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that's like glitch that.
Yeah.
Inventory Lab.
Yeah. So,
It becomes confusing.
oh yeah, definitely it does. Some brands don't have order deadline dates because they're not completely open yet, or there's some issue that needs to be resolved. So let me go back to the list. This is also important. There are some brands that are on this list that do not have dates next to them for you to order from. So if those don't have dates next to them, please do not submit an order for them. They will be automatically denied. So make sure that you're paying attention to this document. Absolutely. I give you a complete update. So if I email the vendor and they say they no longer have those goods in stock, I will send you an email saying that I had to cancel your order. They no longer had those goods in stock, or this stuff is expected a month from now. That'll be on your invoice. So I'll say what's coming immediately and then what is expected. The program has changed. I try to be completely transparent with what's going on so that you guys know what to expect. If I'm waiting to hear back from a vendor, I let you guys know so that you know what the delay and holdup is. We're going to try and streamline the ordering process a little bit because sometimes we have people that place orders and they actually kind of hold up the process for everybody else. So I'm going to sadly have to be a little bit more cutthroat so that everybody else's stuff can get out in a timely manner. So that is something that I'm working on. Absolutely. Yes, please. Absolutely. So if you're going to be ordering from multiple brands, please submit multiple sheets, multiple order forms, I should say. So lead times means after we have submitted payment for the goods, that's how long it takes to get to our warehouse. Are there any other questions about this process? If you are new to this and you're interested in getting involved in it, the best way that you can kind of get in is to try and place your first order. So go through the process after you've seen how to evaluate a list, just go through the process. And then if you have questions, schedule a call with me. I'll be happy to walk you through what the issues may be. I'll do a screen share and I'll record it so that you'll have a copy to go back and refer to. So definitely get in there, give it a shot. Make sure you can find all of your documents. In the matrix, there is a module. Let me see if this is open. There is a module in the matrix called Jim's Wholesale Program, not to be confused with wholesale. This is if you want to do this process on your own. But Jim's Wholesale Program, and there are several videos that I did in there. So the first thing that you want to do kind of is go through this. This is going to just reinforce everything I've just talked to you about. The first video is the most important because that's going to show you how to find all of your files. So if you can't find your files, send an email to support and I'll be happy to help you with that. Because some people have 8,000 Gmail accounts and they forgot which one we shared the documents to, so I have to remind them. So make sure that you go through this and that you have all the documents because that's going to be how you can get this process up and going. Yes.
The order deadline date.
Yes.
This Friday.
This Friday.
On Saturday, that'll be updated for what time? Was it every 2 weeks, every week?
It's 2 times a month, and depending on how things go, that's when it's updated. So this document is in the Google Drive. Anytime that we update it, it automatically updates for you guys. So once I share it with you, it doesn't need to be shared again. So I'm going to update the dates on that document and also post in the retail store Facebook group, letting you know, hey guys, we've changed the dates for the next order deadline. Make sure that you submit your orders by then. So make sure that you pay attention to those 2 places. Please don't email support every couple of days asking when the next order deadline date is, because we have some people that do that and it's just a little bit nutty. The retail store Facebook group, I think it's called Ace Retail Store. So if you're not in it, send an email to support and we will be happy to put you in there if you are part of the wholesale program. If you're not a part of the wholesale program, it is a Facebook group that is only for those members. Yes. Ike, are there any questions on the Facebook? I can't hear you. For what shipping? Just if that person could just send that question to support, I'll be happy to answer it with a little bit more clarification. So if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to end this one. If you want to join the wholesale program, if you're not a part of it already, send a ticket to support. We'll be happy to get you up and running with that. If you can't find the documents, send a ticket to support. We'll be happy to get you up and running with that. If you have any questions, send them to support. We'll be happy to answer those. There is a theme going on here. I hope that you guys caught on to it. Email support. So we're going to get started on the next session, which is keywords, in just a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me end this.